Hey there, Dr. Alan Christensen here, and I want to take a minute and talk to you about canola oil and why it was that I included that in my diet when many other natural health experts have talked about it being a bad thing and encourage avoiding it. So start off with the big picture. I'm not a fan of a lot of calories coming from oils of any type, including coconut oil. Oils are refined. They're always refined to some degree, and they always have less nutrients in the whole food from which they came from. So nuts, seeds, avocados, fish, healthy animal proteins, those are always the best sources for fats in the diet. Oils are really more of a convenience for cooking, to make things not stick in the pan, or a little bit here and there for dressing. So why have people blasted canola oil, and why do I disagree? Well, the big argument you see quite a bit is that canola oil is from a toxic plant. And this is the thing to where it's true, but it's out of context. So the original plant was one with a horrible name called rapeseed, and that was one that had grown quite a bit, had grown well, but it contained a compound called erucic acid. And erucic acid was something that in high amounts is toxic. Erucic acid is the compound that comes up the most when people say bad things about canola oil. And yes, canola oil does contain erucic acid. The amount is quite a bit lower. The plant was modified quite some time back to make it lower in erucic acid, and now commercial products all have less than 2%. The name itself is an abbreviation of Canadian oil low acid, so it's less erucic acid. So is small amounts of erucic acid dangerous or harmful? Well, where else do we find it? Mustard seeds have erucic acid. One of the densest food sources of erucic acid is kale, which is pretty popular. And most who do discourage canola oil do encourage kale. Kale is a good food, but they both have erucic acid. So the amounts found in canola oil are not dangerous. The other compound that people criticize canola oil for having are glucosinolates. And these are compounds that, yes, are also toxic in high amounts, but guess where we get those in our diet? There's tons of them in all the cruciferous vegetables. We get these from broccoli sprouts, also from kale, from cauliflower. And in the amounts we get from foods, they're healthy, they're good for us. It's a funny concept, but things that are poisonous in higher amounts, there may be a dose range in which they're actually helpful. And that's the case with these glucosinolates. In tiny amounts, they make our bodies more robust at detoxifying. So they get us ready to deal with other poisons that are more serious. So yep, it does have glucosinolates. So does the kale, so does the broccoli. Not a bad thing. The other complaint I've heard about canola oil is that it's extracted with high heat and with toxic chemicals. That's true for some low-grade types of it, and that's true also for low-grade types of olive oil and safflower oil and corn oil, and all oils, including coconut, can be extracted with high heat. But the better versions of oils are cold-pressed, and in those cases, high heat and chemicals like hexane are not used. So when you're using oils, look for less refined versions processed at lower temperatures, and that's true for all oil types, not unique to canola. The other complaint that I've heard is that it has more of the monounsaturated fats. And it does. That's also true of olive oil. The data is strong that monounsaturates in certain amounts are helpful for us. So big picture, you don't want to have all of your calories come from oil of any type. When you do choose oils, you do want ones that are less refined and processed with colder temperatures. When you're cooking with oils, you do want oils that don't smoke or burn as easily, ones that can withstand higher heat. That's where canola oil really shines. And it has a very neutral taste, so it doesn't push food's flavor one or another. It does contain erucic acid, glucosinolates. In trace amounts, those are helpful things for us. We get those from other vegetables. So in as much as you use oil in general, canola oil is a viable option. Take great care of yourselves. We'll talk again soon.